Round 2, and we are back in the Marina. Oscar Folstad on pole from Catfish and Babinus Jr. Then it's Revo starting 4th from teammate Marcus Nelson and championship leader UK Ball. Marshall Clerk is 7th from Remy LeBeau in 8th. Then it's Tenali Gabo, Sebastian Ocampo rounding out the top 10 from Pablo Sierra and Ica World. The other Renault Edams driver of Daniel Baltasar starts 13th from Dav Sanchez and Mohamed Nawawi. Then it's Ben Allen Lee, Tommy, and Pierre Gasly down in 18th. The Red Devil starts 19th from Zach Wallace and Enoch Ewan, and 22nd is Zay Lane. Well then, the Marina Bay Street Circuit, known for having, on average, about 10 retirements every race. All 5 lates go on. And we are underway in Marina Bay. That's an amazing start from Catfish off the line. Not quite able to get past Folstad. Babinus Jr. up into 2nd. And oh my goodness! Marcus Nelson for the 2nd race in a row out of this race. And he got a 5-second time penalty as well. He's up on 2 wheels. He's got to get out of there immediately. And it's a virtual safety car. And oh, that is another retirement. Tommy out of this race as well. 2 wrecks on the opening corner, but it is Folstad from Babinus Jr. with an amazing start, and then Catfish, Revo, Clerk, and UK Ball. My oh my, that was absolutely hectic. Not too sure who actually made contact with Nelson. I think it might have been Catfish. If not Catfish, then Clerk, one of the two, because it wasn't his teammate. Virtual safety car is ending. As we now go back underway, and there's a bit of a separation between the top 7, well, top 8, maybe even top 9, and then the rest of the field. We're down to 20 runners in Marina Bay, but we're expected to only see 12 drivers reach the finish line, and a yellow flag in the 3rd and final sector. That could see someone come into the pits at the end of this lap, as you see drivers head into the chicane on board with Baltasar on the back of Mohamed Nawawi, who last time out, if you can remember, he took home a podium in Shanghai. As we've now got 13 to go, and Remy LeBeau comes in. He's lost half of his front wing, and for Remy, if last season was absolutely stunning, this season's start is anything but. He's had a puncture and a front wing shatter in front of his eyes in the first 2 rounds. Folstad sets the fastest first sector of anybody, 22.433. And considering how things currently look, this should be a season of champions. Fastest first sector goes to Ocampo in 10th for the DS Andretti lineup. That yellow that they've got on the team, that's mainly down to their partnership with DHL, but I'm not too sure if they'll be able to deliver any quick finishes, or any good finishes for that matter, currently. Whilst the 2nd sector goes to Folstad, absolutely flying out in front. Sierra starts the 2nd sector. We're on board with Sierra's teammate in Baltasar as they come through the 3rd and final. It's one of the longest laps on the calendar. Clerk and UK Ball, both British drivers fighting over 5th position. UK Ball looking for a way to get past. He's got to get attack mode now. Catfish sets a new fastest lap, stolen by UK Ball, a 1:18.033. But that attack mode did not help him get past Clerk. Not quite yet. He's got to get another dosage as they go onto the 2nd sector. Zach Wallace with the fastest lap in 16th, and a virtual safety car. Enoch Q out of the Prix on board, and that is the purple Nissan man, who for the 2nd race in a row will not finish. Babinus Jr. and Catfish now both within attack mode and range of Folstad ahead. We could see some interesting racing even now. But the fact that we've seen 1:18 lap times around here is quite interesting. In the final season of this current car regulation, and another virtual safety car, 2 drivers in the wall. Oh my goodness, the big one is happening behind. It's Ocampo and Nawawi. Zach Wallace with a puncture on the same lap he's just set up fastest sector. Gabo's been in the wall, and I think Ben Allen Lee. No, not Allen Lee. That was Sierra, who's also been into the barriers. We've seen two drivers out and two drivers with front wing damage. Gabo and Sierra are both coming into the pits at the end of the third lap of action, and each lap so far in this race has been marred with a caution period. U-Cable comes into the pits as well with Revo and Leclerc and the aforementioned Gabo and Sierra. 11 laps to go. And are some teams going to try and go for the 3-stop strategy? That would be something to see, alright. But Falstad leads from Babinus Jr. and Catfish. And it's only a tenth that separates the top two as Wallace now comes in. One McLaren driver with a puncture, the other one currently leads this race, but for how much longer? Because here comes Babinus Jr. He's gone deep and it's in the wall! Oh dear! Catfish now leads! Falstad is out of the race! The top two have taken each other out and mutually assured that neither of them would finish. And through the carnage, Catfish now leads the Marina Bay Prix, but the question on everyone's lips is, yes, he does have front wing damage. Virtual safety car is ending, but those softs are certainly beginning to go off the tyre performance cliff. As per usual, as we've got yellows in the second, and it's for U-Cable, championship leader. He's lost his front wing. He went airborne for a second there. Catfish now comes into the pits, and U-Cable is going to have to do double duty in terms of pit stops. Leclerc's lost his front wing as well. Zaylane dropping back through the order for Catfish to lead even part of a race for a team like Sims has to be something of note. Many drivers coming in for their second stop. They're going to have to double stack down at Trackhouse Renault. 10 laps to go, and we're already down to 16 runners. Will we even get 10 finishes today? That might be too much to ask for. Of all things, as Sanchez, 5 tenths of a second down, Catfish re-emerged in 5th position, 11 seconds off the race lead. However, the man in front of him, Revo, also has come into the pits. If Revo's going to win this race, it's going to be a race that he's won on strategy and luck. But that's how you win at the Marina. You're not going to win a race on pure pace, as Bogdasarov out, Sanchez wall rides. And I think Daff has lost his front wing. There's a stray front wing there, and it is of Daff Sanchez. It's a virtual safety car on lap 5 of 15 in this absolute wreckfest in Singapore. It's why the fans love coming here. It's the Talladega of the ERL. We are always going to get massive shunts and massive retirement lists. But it's the race that the teams absolutely hate. Because it's the one race alongside Monaco where you're going to get a massive damage bill. As in comes Sanchez and Ben Allen Lee. So Revo will lead us to lap number 6 of 15. I cannot believe we are still not yet at half race distance and we've almost lost half of the field. This is insane. There's no other word for it. This is just insane racing, the likes of which you could only get at a demolition derby or something like that. As we're on board with Catfish, the Red Devils come into the pits. We're down to 14 runners in Singapore. And at Sims, they currently have a 2-3 because Gabo has found himself up into 3rd position. They are absolutely hounding their men right now. Absolutely hounding their men to try and just get a good finish. Because right now, if they can play their cards right, as Ica World up into 4th, we've got yellows in the 2nd, and into the wall goes Zaylane. Has he lost his front wing? Yes. And another issue down there, and it's Lane again. What the heck was that from Sanchez running over the front wing of Zaylane? He's lost his entire front wing column. Track is now clear. That front wing debris is now gone. But now 6 laps to go. Revo leads. Catfish is 2nd. And we are beginning to see leaks of the Season 22 liveries. That is actually somewhat interesting to see. In comes Remy LeBeau for his second stop. He's lost his front wing as well. Sanchez comes in for a second stop. He's got tons of damage to his car, not just limited to his front wing. Zaylane comes in for soft tires. He will not be able to make it to the end of the race. But on board with Revo, race leader and reigning World Drivers' Champion. Coming through that chicane, the chicane of which most of our drivers have crashed out and lost their opportunity of taking home a brilliant race win. As Denali Gabo's dropped down to 4th, behind Ica World. On board with U-Cable, the man who currently leads the championship. As it would stand, I believe he'd still hold on to that championship lead, because the man second, last time out, is out of this race. And hopefully this race can just remain like this, calm. Catfish isn't actually closing in on Revo. We're on to lap 8 of 15, and we have finally surpassed half race distance. 11 minutes into the recording, oh my god. But 8th place is where the championship leader currently is, and the race lead is where the reigning World Drivers' Champion currently is. The Red Devils just set a new fastest lap of 1:17.250. And for Revo right now, in that DS Automobile car, he's doing quite the job indeed, considering how he did last time out, and he's in the wall and out! Catfish is out as well! No way! Ica World leads the Marina Bay Prix because Revo and Catfish both out at the same turn. Virtual safety car with 6 laps to go. Not even 6, I think we've got 7 to go. There's so much left of this race. As we now get back underway. We're down to 12 runners in Singapore. Well, it's not as if it was unexpected or anything like that. We certainly expected a low finishing order as Gabo comes in for his second stop. It's a Renault-powered 1-2-3, and it's Ica World, the Angolan driver, leading from Pablo Sierra and Pierre Gasly. Gasly, not even U-Cable. And in fact, here comes Pierre Gasly with attack mode, getting as close as possible. Virtual safety car, Remy LeBeau out of the E-Prix. That drops us down to losing half of the drivers who started this race. That is absolutely insane. That is just kind of what you see most of the time. If there's anything to talk about that's been better, I guess, it's that we haven't had just one massive incident when all of the drivers were taken out. It's been spread across the last 9 laps. It's just unbelievable. U-Cable's out! Championship leader! U-Cable out of the Marina Bay Prix. My voice is getting so much thinner throughout all of this. This is unbelievable. 6 laps to go, and now everyone who will finish this race will score points. Everyone who finishes today will score points. I have to say that again. With 5 laps remaining, Ica World stays out, but Sierra and Gasly both come in. Ben Allen Lee also into the pits. He's lost part of his front wing. The Red Devil stays out. Leclerc, I believe, will stay out with Gabo on his tail. So it's Ica World who leads the way, 12 seconds ahead of the Red Devil. Then it's Pablo Sierra just about fighting with Leclerc and Gabo on pit lane exit. Here comes Gabo to try and take 3rd. He's looking to try and go around the outside, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's got attack mode, though. He doesn't have attack mode. Sierra has attack mode. So he's not going to be able to close in the slightest. So that might have just been third out of his reach. And Ica World is out of this Prix. So you're watching right now the race leader, the Red Devil for Kiro Renault, currently come through that chicane. It was a Renault 1-2-3 before, it's now just a Renault 1-2. It's a 1-2-4-5, so currently, statistically, if you've got a Renault powertrain, you are more likely to finish this race than, for example, someone with a Mercedes powertrain, but I do believe that all the powertrain manufacturers still have at least one driver still in this race, whether or not they be the factory team. As we're on board with Zay Lane in 8th position, looking to Zach Wallace. And I think the Red Devil might be coming in soon. He does pit. He made it so long on those softs, but Pablo Sierra now leads Tonelli Gabo. It is Spain versus Italy. As if this was Eurovision or something. We're looking with Gabo. Sanchez comes in for his 3rd stop of the day, and I doubt it's going to be his last if he gets more front wing damage. Sims Motorsport, they are still yet to win a race. But if they were to win a race with Tonelli Gabo today, I doubt they would be against that. But Renault, surely, with Sierra, they are certainly going to have to try and take home a race victory today. Gabo swinging very high through that chicane. And it's into the wall! Oh my goodness! Flawless Leclerc out of the Prix! That is one of the single scariest shunts that I have seen all day. 4 laps to go, and the Trackhouse Renault man is out. He was on for a good finish too. 4th place would have been very nice for him. Virtual safety car is ending. And I think if there was any driver who took home points last time out, if they are to take up a race win today, if they are still in the race, they will be leading the championship. As we look to Ben Allen Lee in 4th for Nissan Nismo. Still shocked that he's actually there in 4th. He's doing quite a great job to even stay in this race. It's Gabo in 2nd. With blistering soft tyres. This is gonna get very hairy indeed. Here comes Gasly to try and take 2nd away from him. As Zay Lane comes in for his 2nd stop of the day. 2nd position for Pierre Gasly. You've got a Spanish driver driving for a French team. French driver driving for a British team. An Italian driver driving for a British team. Close to the wall for Pablo there. Same for Gasly and Gabo. So can either GA try and take home victory today? One of them would be the first win for them and the 2nd win for their team. For the other, it would be the first win for their team. And I'd argue that might be a bigger story to watch if it is the Sims Motorsport number 29 of Tonelli Gabo taking home victory at the Marina. And it's just that one chicane, that singular chicane that causes every driver issues, and in fact probably just causes everyone to quake in their boots when they come through if they don't have the grip to do so. And we've got 2 laps to go. Wow. Only 8 drivers in this race. All 8 of them will score points, of course, because points run down throughout the top 10, but if you do not finish the race, since you haven't finished the race, you will not score points. But it is Pablo Sierra who currently leads the way for Renault Edams. Look at how much blistering is on those soft tyres, though, as he heads down that chicane. And he's in the wall. Sierra in the barriers. And out of the race has gone Pierre Gasly. Running over the tyres. Tonelli Gabo. And he's just about still here. Has he got front wing damage? He's got to try and reverse it. He's reversing his Sims Motorsport TS car. He hasn't got front wing damage. That'll be a relief to Sims. But he's lost 11 seconds to Pablo Sierra. The top 2 are both going to come into the pits. How about Ben Allen Lee? He's probably going to pit it sooner or later. So I think this race is gonna come down to strategy. Imagine that. A race as hectic as today being decided not on who just managed to stay out for longer as Sierra comes in on the penultimate lap of the Prix. It's gonna likely be decided on strategy. As here comes Ben Allen Lee on the outside of Tenali. Gabo goes off the track as Gabo comes into the pits. Nissan Nismo leading E3 again. Ben Allen Lee leads the penultimate lap here in the Marina, at the Marina rather. The Red Devil is second, Pablo Sierra is third, Zach Wallace is fourth for McLaren, and then it's Daf Sanchez, Tenali Gabo, and Zay Lane, the 7 drivers still in this race. We're down to only 7 on the penultimate lap. We are certainly going to see something that you have never seen before on this channel, whether that be a race win for the purple Nissan team, and taking on their first win of the season. It's into the wall and out of the race goes. Oh my goodness, that's both of them. The Red Sea has parted for Pablo Sierra on the penultimate lap. Who now takes the race lead? Zach Wallace is second from Daf Sanchez and Tenali Gabo. It's not funny. It's insanity. We have 5 drivers still in this race. 5. As the penultimate lap is about to come to an end. Well, I did say it. You're going to see something that you've never seen before on this channel. Unfortunately for Zach Wallace, considering the state of his tyres, I do not expect him to finish if he doesn't decide to peel into the pits. And he does stay out. So that's not going to be very good for his podium ambitions, his first career podium. Because currently, to his name, Zach Wallace has, and is out. Zach Wallace out of the E3 on the final lap. At this very chicane, I knew it. I knew he didn't have the tyres to make it to the end. And it's going to be no points once again on the final lap with 4 drivers. It is Pablo Sierra from Daf Sanchez and Tenali Gabo, with Zay Lane currently in 4th. You have 3 different powertrains there. You have the Renault 2DS and the Mercedes powertrains currently out there. And for Sanchez, I doubt he's really going to be able to make it to the end. But for Pablo Sierra, as he's now in the final sector of the lap, Sanchez coming through and is out. My goodness, how? Oh, it's a slide job for Gabo. We have only 3 finishes today at the Marina, as he now comes through that chicane. Zay Lane, can he make it through that chicane cleanly? Yes, he does. It'll be a first date. It'll be his maiden podium for Zay Lane. But for Pablo Sierra, it'll be the Marina Bay E3. And it's a Marina Bay E3 with only 3 finishes. It's Sierra from Tenali Gabo in second, not quite able to take home his team Sims Motorsport their first race victory. But it will be a second podium on the bounce for Mercedes EQ. Last time it was Mohamed Nawawi, but for Zay Lane in his second season in the ERL, it's a podium, and in the most Mercedes way possible. He went from 22nd to 3rd, but he still was lost. This is the podium then, and in fact, your finishers. Pablo Sierra won the Marina Bay E3 from Tenali Gabo and Zay Lane, and that is it. Those are your finishers on the podium. All of them. The rest of them retired. That's Sanchez, Wallace, Allen Lee, the Red Devil, Gasly, Leclerc, Ica World, Cable, LeBeau, Revo, Catfish, Bogdasar, Falstad, Babinis Jr., Ocampo, Nawawi, Inocu, Tommy, and Nelson. In the driver's standings, Pablo Sierra leads the way on 33 points from Cable, and Tenali Gabo tied with Mohamed Nawawi. Then it's a tie for 5th with Sanchez and Lane. Then it's Gasly, the Red Devil, Catfish, Ocampo, Leclerc, and Revo, with the rest of the drivers yet to score any points. In the constructors' standings, The Constructors' lead goes to Power Renault, who are currently 4 points ahead of both Renault and Mercedes EQ, making a comeback of the highest heavens. Then it's Sims Motorsport DS, DS Andretti, Kiro Renault, Trackhouse Renault, and the reigning Constructors champions DS Techeetah only on 1 point, with McLaren, Nissan, and Venturi yet to score. We'll see you guys next time then, when the ERL returns.